Hello to all the Kickstarter backers out there. My name is Eric Jones, and it's nice to meet you. I don't want to waste anybody's time here, so let's jump right in and talk about The Door to Canellen, my book, and why I need your help. Yes, I have a sob story, but I'm going to try to keep the sob to a minimum and mainly just tell you about the project because that's really what you're here to learn more about. The Door to Canellen began as a short story project that I was working on for my son, who was 11 years old at the time. As I worked on it, I realized that there was a lot of potential there that was being left untapped. There were so many stories that could be told using the gatehouse. So I expanded it out, and it became a book, the first in a planned series of about 6 books. The Door to Canellen tells the story of Wes, a troubled high school student who discovers a house in his grandparents' woods that wasn't there before. Once he goes inside, he discovers that the gatehouse, as it's called, is it's more than just a little shack. It's a gateway to an infinite number of worlds, either in our universe, alternate universes, parallel dimensions. It can pretty much take you anywhere, and it can take itself anywhere. The gatehouse is guarded by a diminutive little wizard named Palmander, who guards the gates and tries to protect the various worlds that the gatehouse leads to. And of course, Wes inadvertently gets sent through one of the doors and finds himself in a world filled with magic and dragons. Wes's father, Ryan, follows him to the house and eventually through the doorway, and he starts out on a quest to bring his son home safely. The gatehouse sort of stands at the center of all these infinite worlds, and due to its nature, it lends itself to almost infinite stories that can be told about it, whether it's science fiction, fantasy, aliens, wizards, dragons, superheroes, you name it. It can all fit in there. Even with everything that I had expanded out, making The Door to Canellen into a book, it was still only meant to be something that I shared with my family and particularly with my son. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know how to write a book, but as I worked on it, my first readers, the people who were helping me edit and make sure I kept on the right track, they were telling me, this is good. This is something that deserves to be looked at and maybe published. So I tried that route. I found representation with an agent working for a well-known agency. I had a couple of very close brushes with publication, even going right up to the stage of having conference calls with the acquisitions editor, but nothing ever panned out. It didn't seem like the book could ever get past the level of, we really like your book, we really like the style of your writing, but we just don't want to publish it. And it never made it into the, we really like this and we really want to print it up for you and again get it published. So the feedback, always good. The book was good. They liked my style. Nobody ever seemed to want to publish it. For a while, I moved on to other projects. Every couple of months, I'd pull out the gatehouse, dust it off, polish it up a little bit, change a word here and there or a punctuation mark, you know, trying to just make it the best it could be. And I'd send it off to another small press, always getting the same feedback. This is a good story. We just don't want to publish it. Well, eventually, I moved on to other projects, but I always came back to the gatehouse. It's the one. It's the story I always wanted to see published. Recent developments in my life, we're into the sob story part now, have made me more determined than ever to publish The Door to Canellen, and hopefully all of the gatehouse novels, sooner rather than later. Over the last few months, I've lost most of the vision in my left eye. It's deteriorated to the point where I can't, if I use just my left eye, I couldn't read a page or a computer screen or really see anything at all that's directly in front of me. The ophthalmologist has told me that the lesions on my retina that have caused this, some are also present on my right eye. They haven't developed into anything on my right eye, but the potential is there for them to develop and take away my, my vision in my right eye as well. So it's become very important to me to get the gatehouse published as soon as I can. I want it to move forward. I'm never going to stop writing, but writing in the future is possibly going to be problematic. It's going to be difficult to write when I can't read what I put on the screen. So my goal is to publish the gatehouse. What I need is funding. As you can see, I'm only asking to raise $1,200 through Kickstarter. I actually need more than that, but that's all I'm asking for. through Kickstarter, because that would be a good start. If I can raise more from Kickstarter, that would be amazing. It'd be excellent. Anyone out there who knows self-publishing knows that there are some extensive costs involved, from getting an ISBN to commissioning cover art and design, copyright registration, layout, marketing, the physical print run of a small print run to get some copies out there, and a million more little details that add up. $1,200 is going to cover a chunk of that, but particularly the print run would be the most expensive part, shy of the marketing, that is. And then you also have to figure that fully half the money raised through Kickstarter will go for those fancy rewards listed on the right side of the screen, where you can see what you get for your backing of the Door to Canellen. So honestly, I'd like to gather up $1,500, $2,000. That'll get me really a lot closer to where I need to be, but I can raise the difference on my own out of pocket. It's just going to take a considerable extra amount of time, which I'm trying to avoid. But it is something, I definitely feel passionate enough about it to raise the money. I want to see these books published. And at $1,200, that gets me enough to get everything lined up and ready for a marketing kickoff, and to provide the backers with their handsome rewards. Any extra money I raised would be fed into marketing and maybe increasing the size of the initial print run. So anyway, if you'd like to read more about the Door to Canellen, check out the links on my Kickstarter page. They'll take you to a few sample chapters, a deeper synopsis of the story, and they'll give you some idea of my writing style. I'd love to hear from anybody who's interested. I'd love to see some donations and some backing flowing in. And again, check out the rewards that you get for backing at the various levels. They're fairly handsome rewards, I think. And thanks again for your interest.